everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and I wanted to make an update and let everybody know what's going on, keep everybody up to speed with what is going on with me and what's going on here at Geekvolution. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the sequel to Spawn Year, which originally I had intended on starting this year, and unfortunately we're going to have to put it off until next year, and I had been avoiding making that announcement yet to kind of see what was going to have to happen with it, and if maybe I could finagle it to go ahead and start getting it in production. And it's in semi-production, it's in pre-production, if you will, right now. I am working on some things for it, but I was hoping, despite the name of it and the fact that it's a thing that's supposed to happen over a Halloween, I was considering going ahead and trying to get it started this year, even though it wouldn't begin on Halloween like I had originally intended. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project. I've been keeping it completely hush-hush, and I'm going to reveal a couple things. One of them, again, it takes place over Halloween. But there have been some snafus with that project, not the least of which being that Pierce, my costume designer, my latex guy who made the fantastic, brilliant Spawn suit that we had for Spawn Year, who's making a really important costume for this show that I have to have for the prologue that is going to be featured throughout. He unfortunately has had a really rough year, and not a month ago, his house burned down, and he's okay. His family is fine. They've gotten a lot of help from people. It was a story that made national news, and they had a Indiegogo that someone else set up for them. People have been incredibly generous, and he's going to be okay, and his family's all right, and he was able to salvage some of the suit even, and so this project will still be happening, but it's going to have to be later on, and we weren't able to get everything together for it to get started on it, to get it, the first episode of it, up on Halloween, which is what I originally intended to happen with it. So we're unfortunately putting it off almost a whole year. I've decided to go ahead and wait on it. We're going to be working on it throughout the year as soon as we can get that costume together, put the finishing touches on it, and start shooting that prologue. I have written a couple scripts. I've got the first review done, which is a pretty hefty one, relatively, for that series. So what I wanted to tell you about it is it's not going to happen now until October 31st of 2017. It will be a year-long series. This one is going to come out weekly instead of daily, and it's going to be Batman-themed. That's all I'll tell you about it right now. So the sequel to Spawn Year is not more Spawn. It is a sequel to Spawn Year, story-wise, most certainly, but the theme of it is going to be Batman, and that's all I'll tell you about it right at this very moment. So that's what's going on with that, and I'm really sorry that you're not going to be able to see any of it yet. Originally, I had intended on getting that going this year, and I had been working on some stuff for that over the summer, but it has not panned out that way. The other thing I wanted to talk about is kind of just my general production habits and how some of that is going to have to change right now, and I'm going to be fully transparent on this. For those of you who don't know, I do Geekvolution as full-time as I can do it. I think of it as a career. I love writing, I love reviewing, and we have in the last 7 years built this into something that I could not have fathomed when we got started. It began as a hobby. I don't think of it that way any longer. It is very much what I do, but I wear many hats, and for those of you who don't know, I am also a stay-at-home dad, and my children, of course, have to come first, and I don't know how often I've mentioned this, but I also homeschool my children, right now, primarily just Jason, of course. Freddie is 2, but I am in a place right now with where Jason is with his schoolwork and where Freddie is just being 2 and being a regular kid in a way Jason wasn't. When Jason was real little, you could leave him in the same place for 2 or 3 hours. He didn't get into things. He didn't run around everywhere. He was real introspective, and he was happy with a book book or sometimes even just playing with his fingers. And it made it a lot easier to do production stuff during the day, to stay up late, to sleep in a little bit. And that is a thing I'm discovering that I cannot do right now. I've been burning the candle at both ends and have still not been getting nearly as much, especially in the way of written stuff out, as I would like to. I had a really good couple 3-week period there where I was really hammering out the superhero rewinds and the Crypto Freaks, and it was all I could do to do all of that and keep my responsibilities up as a parent. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not taking a hiatus, I'm not taking a break, I'm going to continue posting things, but I'm not going to be able to keep up with a rigorous schedule, so I'm going to just make things when I have the chance to make them, which is more or less what's been going on anyway. And honestly, I could probably have not made this video and a lot of folks wouldn't have noticed that anything had changed at all. But if there are certain series that you find you're not getting episodes of as often as you would like to see them, if you're not seeing as many superhero rewinds and Crypto Freaks and the written stuff as you'd like to see, it is because I have another day job that takes precedent, and I'm gonna try to write on the weekends. I'm gonna get those things out as often as humanly possible. I feel really unprofessional about all of this, but I am unable to, of course, make Geekvolution a priority over taking care of my kids because I am, for lack of a better term, kind of a house husband, and I've got to keep up with my house. My wife works 50 hours a week. She's an architect. She is primarily the breadwinner in our family, and of course I make a little bit of money with Geekvolution, and as I said, I do think of it as a career, but I have kind of two of those, and I've got to back my wife up, and I do that the best I can, and I always have. But my time is, the demands on my time are becoming more extreme as my kids are getting a little bit older, and having two kids, especially one being a toddler, is very, very different from just having one. So anyway, as I said, I'm not going to take a bunch of time off. I'm not quitting anything, but some things just may not be able to come out as often. Eric and I are going to continue to make things during the day when we can, so we're going to try to keep Babylon 5 and DS9 up as close to weekly as possible. We're gonna keep doing movie reviews and things he made me watch, but we've been doing a lot of those things really late at night, and I just cannot continue to stay up as late as I have been. So we're going to do what we can. Eric is working full-time as well, which is why I don't have as much time with him as I did, which is a wonderful problem to have. He's doing really well with his job, and he's enjoying it immensely. So anyway, I just wanted to be transparent about it and let everybody know that as much as I am loath to admit my limitations, there are just only so many hours in the day, and I've got to really prioritize things. So probably what will happen is there will be a little bit less in the way of co-op reviews outside of folks that can come here and folks that are here, and hopefully in doing that I'm able to carve out more time in order to write scripts, which has been the big kicker for me lately. When you got two kids and when they're with you all day long, it is nigh impossible to sit down and put your creative or analytic or literary hat on and get and pump out a superhero rewind, or to write scripts for a sequel to Spawn Year and things like that. I do a little bit. I do what I can, but that stuff is much easier to roll on if I've got a quiet house or if I have some solitude. I like to leave the house a lot and write that way, and I do that on the weekends some when I can. But anyway, so again, this feels really unprofessional to me, and I apologize if the output starts to suffer a little bit, but it is, of course, really important that I'm fulfilling my obligations as a husband and as a father, and I wanted to just let everybody know what the reason is if you start to wonder why we're behind on certain things. I'm going to not start any more new series if I can help myself, minus the new Treknado series, which I guess is the first time I'm announcing that. People have been asking for more Trek spurts. We have not gotten around to making a lot of those lately, and came up with a really fun new format for a series called Treknado, which is going to be replacing Ask the Trek Spurts, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. We're going to put that out just as frequently as possible, and that's mostly just some Trek friends of ours coming over and shooting it with us. So anyway, I hope everybody understands, and I know this is somewhat of a vague announcement. Captain Logan needs more sleep. That's pretty much what the announcement is, or at least needs to sleep at a different time of day than he has been. Anyway, we've been getting a lot of compliments lately about the videos that Eric and I have been doing together lately, and I really appreciate that. Thanks so much for the feedback, and for also criticisms. I've been taking things to heart, and you guys are wonderful. We've always had a really great relationship with our viewers here. Folks are real quick to, in a very constructive way, tell us what they would like to see and what we could be doing better here. And I just want everybody to know that we're hearing you, and we're doing the best we can to integrate the really great ideas and the tweaks that that folks are sending our way. So anyway, always please feel free to do that, and we really love interacting with you, and we really appreciate above all that you folks take precious time out of your day to listen to us ramble on about comics and superheroes and Star Trek and stuff. And you guys are absolutely wonderful. You're the reason that I do what I do, and why we have continued it for so long. I have no plans on stopping anytime soon, and this has been a really wonderful and fulfilling thing for me, and it means a lot that that so many of you are still with us, and for new folks, thanks a lot for joining us. I'm Captain Logan, and I'll see you again with lots more videos. I got about 4 things uploading right now as we speak, so over the next couple days, you'll see lots more cool stuff here on Geekvolution, including one of the weirdest commentaries Eric and I have ever recorded, and the pilot for Treknado. So stay tuned for all of that and more. I'm Captain Logan. Once again, see you next time.